G'day everyone, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today we're going to have a quick look at the Centurion Mark V AVRE. Now, this is a tank that I got on a test drive from Gaijin, and I absolutely love this thing. It's great fun. It's a bit derpy. It's a bit like a KV2, and it doesn't quite have that sort of meme effect as the KV2. But, oh my god, it's a lot of fun. The amount of terror you can inflict into someone that's driving their King Tiger or someone with their Leopard, you're just sitting around that corner, waiting for them to peek and blast them away with a 165mm Hess shell. There's nothing quite as satisfying as that. In the video, the way I'll structure it is I'll show you a couple of short clips, and then I'll show you a game. So the first clip is the armor. As you can see there, I just took a shot from an STB. Now that doesn't matter if it was HITFS, HESH, or APDS. All three of these armor types could have worked with the Dozer and the ERA plays. The second is regarding reloads. So in this clip, I take out the gunner and the transmission of this 10.5 King Tiger. So I know that he is not able to move. Now, I barely survived this because I got lucky. I got very, very lucky. Remember, your reload is not fast enough for enemy tanks to not get their crew up. So if you shoot, by the time that you've reloaded, they will have crew members up, and you have to really be mindful of that. The next clip is sniping. Now, I don't recommend sniping at all, but if you are going to do some sort of sniping, at least use the rangefinder. You have got enough armor to tank German 75s and a couple of other shots, but I really would not recommend sniping. It is very, very satisfying when you get a kill, though. The next one, is shooting over hills. As you can see here, AMX-30, goodbye. Easy one. And that AMX-30 had no chance of shooting me, because his gun velocity is just too high. When you got a gun velocity of 250 meters per second, you can do anything over a hill. So you just sit behind a hill, wait for someone to pick up, and blast them. Now, obviously, that's not the main play style of this thing. You can also shoot through smoke and get random kills. Oh, that was satisfying to get. This is the joy of the AVRE. I'm passing it on to you. Observe here. I quite like these next two clips, because this just shows the meme capability of the gun. This Panther II sees me. He stops to turn his turret, and I shoot him through the cupola. Oh, that was satisfying. He had no way to shoot me. And in this next clip, I'm going to kill a mouse in one shot. Watch this. Oh my god. I raise the gun to where I think it might go, and I get him from splash damage. Oh, that's so good. The AVRE is just so much fun. You can lob shells and you can get kills quite easily, especially on Leopards and AMX-30s. And if they're behind cover, they can't shoot you back. Anyways, onto the gameplay. Here I am on Ardennes. I'm fighting, I believe, mainly King Tigers. I might be in a full down tier. I'm with a T-32, who I'm auto-squatted with, and I've decided to stick with him for the match. I think that's the best way to play the AVRE. You just pick a teammate and stick with them until they die, and then you pick a new one. Because you will get into a situation like this, where there are 4 King Tigers driving down the road straight at you, and you have no one. So it's very, very important to stick with your team when you're playing the AVRE. I don't recommend flanking. I don't recommend sniping. It has the armor and it has the mobility to sort of keep with the heavies and the mediums. And that works for the most part. You can see that the T-32 is actually tanking a few shots. He's doing quite well. He's angled his armor and whatnot. And here I am as the support gunner, just lobbing shells at King Tigers. That one mysteriously bounces instead of shrapneling into the barrel. I would say German bias. But jokes aside, that shot was quite unlucky. I do like this situation. It's quite funny. It's quite comical. You got several King Tigers just sitting down the road looking for targets to shoot, and they're just sitting there. Easy pickings for me if I can get my gun on target, and that's another big issue. I can't actually get my gun on target most of the time. That there was a lucky shot. I'm just lobbing them into the crowd at the moment. There's not much I can really do to sort of be as effective as possible. I'm really best off in a situation where I can clearly see the enemy and they're closer than 400 meters. This is the opposite situation, but it still works because I can lob shots over hills. And the King Tigers can't do anything about it. And I think that's quite funny, because it depends on your skill level and the intelligence of the King Tiger drivers. If they're smart and they see an AVRE over the hill, they will run, or they will angle their armor so that it is most effective. These ones didn't, and they all ended up dead. Easy for me. I do find the meme value of the AVRE to be quite high. It's a very good meme tank. And if you shoot where you'd shoot for like rank 6 tanks, you know, when you shoot your T-64s, you shoot them in the front drive wheel when they're a little bit angled, you get a kill like that, and that's really, really, really nice. The AVRE is worth actually worth quite a lot of money. It's $50 on the store, I believe, which is quite a significant amount of cash. Is it worth it though? Maybe. It might actually be worth paying the $50 for it. If you are someone that really wants a Royal Engineers vehicle, like the AVRE, obviously, you could actually pick it up, and it might be a bit of fun. It's a really, really good meme tank though. It's just tons of fun. You won't do terribly well in it. You'll get like max 5 kills, 6 kills. If you shoot down a plane like Dieter, who's an absolute mad lad, I want to see that. Send me a link or a clip or whatever of you shooting down a plane in your AVRE. I'm interested with the main gun. But for the most part, you're going to be shooting them down with MGs, which do the job. They do the job. Honestly, though, you wouldn't use the tank for the ability to shoot down aircraft. The fun is in absolutely mauling leopards and mauling King Tigers. It has sort of just enough armor to deal with King Tigers at range, especially. I mean, the King Tiger can still pen them in the weak spots, but the weak spots are a lot smaller, like the turret ring and I believe the lower front plate as well. But at range, you don't want to be seen. You want to be seen around corners. You want to get that first shot off to disable or cripple them, and then you want to be able to finish them or help your teammates finish something. You shouldn't really be pushing the front line with this tank, but you really shouldn't be sitting at the back of the map. If you're sitting at the back of the map in the AVRE, you are doing something ridiculously wrong. This isn't a tank that you can brawl with, but it has some brawling capabilities. It's just that it would be better off for the heavier tanks to take those shots, or other tanks to take those shots, because as soon as you're down crew, you start to lose out on your reload, on everything else. But otherwise, it's a really, really fun tank, and I would actually recommend paying the $50 for it. If it goes on discount, definitely pick it up. Definitely pick it up. It's worth it. I might do some more videos on this because I have a heap of footage left over. But for now, I'll see you next time.